History in an Hour. Henry VIII's Wives. Written by Julie Wheeler. Read by Jonathan Keeble. Introduction. The reign of Henry VIII was one of the most revolutionary periods in English history. The king's obsessive search for true love and intense desire for a male heir led to England's break from the rule of Catholicism and the complete reformation of the Church. Divorced, beheaded, died. Divorced, beheaded, survived. This popular rhyme that many use to remember the fate of the 6 wives of Henry VIII shows us just that, their final destiny. Although many rulers of the time married only for political reasons, Henry wanted an ideal we still crave today, a truly loving marriage. His quest for this improbable perfection changed him from a fun-loving prince into a belligerent tyrant, and his ever-inflating ego ensured the changing passions he felt for the women in his life, and the heirs they may provide, were mixed with the type of play-acting that convinced him he was successful in the game of courtly romance. The women whom he tried to squash to fit this perfect mould differed vastly. First came the devoutly Catholic and devoted Catherine of Aragon, then the tantalizing, volatile, reforming Protestant Anne Boleyn. She in turn was ousted by the gentle and submissive touch of Jane Seymour. After her death, Henry made his only attempt at a wholly political alliance by choosing Anne of Cleves, and he even tried to turn that into a romantic story. He went on to allow his heart free rein in the rule of his head in selecting the party-loving teenage tease Catherine Howard, before finally settling for the intelligent and independent Catherine Parr. What follows, in an hour, will introduce you to these 6 entirely diverse and captivating personalities and the events that propelled them to their individual fates. Catherine of Aragon. Born 16th of December 1485. Died 7th of January 1536. Queen 24th of June 1509 to the 23rd of May 1533. Catherine, or Catalina, to give her Spanish name, was the youngest of 5 surviving children to Ferdinand of Aragon and Isabella of Castile, the so-called Catholic monarchs whose united regions made up most of modern-day Spain. Despite Ferdinand's frequent infidelity, they enjoyed a loving marriage. The court they headed was often on the move, as Isabella and Ferdinand were tireless military leaders who never flinched from taking their children on campaign. Catherine had a particularly close bond with her mother, who personally organized Catherine's education, focusing on theology, Latin, modern languages, and traditional domestic craft. Latin was the language of the educated elite of Europe, and so was of particular benefit when arranging a marriage amongst this group. Isabella offered no instruction in the courtly arts of poetry and music. The Dutch humanist and renowned scholar Desiderius Erasmus praised her education, particularly her mastery of scholarship, despite the fact she was female. He wrote that Catherine loves good literature, which she has studied with success since childhood. On a separate occasion he wrote of her being astonishingly well read, far beyond what would be surprising in a woman. Catherine was just 3 years old when King Ferdinand made a marriage settlement for her as a way of enhancing family prestige. He and Henry VII of England held much in common. They both had recent experience in uniting their countries following extended civil wars, and they both wanted to outmaneuver France. A matrimonial alliance between their children would unify their power against the French, encouraging national stability and, for the English, propagate a new dynasty. Henry VII was lucky enough to have 2 male heirs, Arthur and Henry. Arthur, the eldest, born in September 1486, was the natural choice to be Catherine's husband. Ferdinand and Isabella agreed Catherine would come.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?